right, welcome to Chamber Connect on True Country 93.5, 96.1. I'm your host, Deb Newman, President and CEO of the Bangor Region Chamber of Commerce. And I'm very excited because we're talking about the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race, which is right around the corner. And you know it's spring. You know it's spring when it's Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. And joining us is Deb, and I'm going to have you pronounce your last name the way you'd like us to say it.
Well, it's Gendreau because it's French, but everybody around here says Gendreau.
We'll go with Gendreau.
Okay.
But you said it much more beautiful than I ever could. And what is your role with this event?
Well, I started here in Bangor 17 years ago, right after the canoe race, actually. So this is my 16th year, and I am, I guess you'd call it like the race director, organizer of the whole event.
And this event has been happening for a long time.
Since 1967. It's actually the 58th annual. It would have been the 59th. Of course, COVID happened, everything got canceled, but it's the 58th annual of this race.
So if you've never heard of it, and I doubt that's possible, but if this is the first time hearing about the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race, how would you describe it?
Oh my goodness.
How do you possibly describe it?
Such an amazing experience. People who do it once, you see them again over and over, and they come from everywhere. The crowds are phenomenal. There are tons of people from everywhere that come, and we have so many classes and just the energy. There's so many people, and not just the racers, but the people that come watch it. It's
a tradition.
Crazy.
It's a total tradition. And everybody who watches it, and I'm one of those people, has their spot.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I go to the same spot every year.
Oh, should I ask?
It's kind of like, when you stay at a resort and you want to be sure you get the chair,
Mm-hmm.
you want your spot on the beach, kind of the same thing. But,
there you go.
But people are pretty kind about, sharing the best viewing spots. But it's a long race. It's 16.1 miles.
16.5.
16.5 miles. Oh, actually, I do have 5. I just read one. 16.5 miles, and it starts in the town of Kenduskeag and then ends up in downtown Bangor.
Yes, it does. And there's a lot of dead water. So people who come for the first time, they're like, what is it? And we're like, okay, plan on paddling hard for the first 10 miles because it's kind of dead water. And then the last 6, when you hit 6 Mile Falls, that's when you start going. And then it's pretty much rapids the whole way. And there's some areas that we actually have mandatory portages because they cannot go down those areas.
Well, and it also depends on the level of the water. And do you know at this point what to expect in terms of water levels this year?
If it stays the way it is right now, it's going to be low. But there's a lot of snow coming, but it needs to happen since all the ice has come out now. That kind of tells us it's going to be low a little bit, but the week before, if we get rain 2-3 days before, it's going to be flowing hard.
Right.
So sometimes we kind of want that to happen.
Right. Yeah. We just don't know. Mother Nature. And some years it's snowing, and other years it's a spring day. You just can't predict.
Last year was beautiful.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, it poured, and the stream was so high that like the rocks at 6 Mile Falls, you couldn't even see them. So everybody just flowed over them.
Right.
But when it's a little lower, there's rocks everywhere, and
a little trickier.
And it is trickier.
Now, how many participants are you expecting this year? How many watercraft?
Well, it's kind of equal every year. Since I've started, it ranges between 700 and 900 people. So between 350 and 450 boats.
And when you say boats,
yes,
what kind of boats are acceptable?
Oh, acceptable is everything. But we have different classes. So we have kayak classes, canoe classes, corporate classes, so you can do it in the corporate class or any other class that you want. But we also have the open class, which is really any type of craft. If it's a canoe, you have to be 3 or more in the canoe. But then we have rafts, We have paddle boards. You can have pretty much anything that you want, but it has to go in the open class.
And some of your paddlers are expert paddlers, and some, this will be their first time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do that all the time. I mean, there are people coming, they hear about it. I got a call the other day, and there was somebody that's like, I've heard so much about this race. I'm coming for the first time to do it. I'm from Kentucky.
Wow.
And so he's like, can you tell me a little more about it? And I told him, and he's just so excited. We got someone who registered a couple days ago from Switzerland.
No way. How
Amazing.
did they even hear about it?
I don't know. Well, usually it's like a friend or a family that kind of knows about it from Maine.
Right.
But people come from all over. There's a lot from Canada, California, Texas. There are people right now. We have over 250 non-residents from Bangor. You know, people that are not from Bangor that are registered already.
Wow. Did I read somewhere that this is the largest canoe race
It is.
in the country?
It is, and the longest running one, 58
Wow.
years. It is.
And it's wonderful for tourism. It's bringing people to the Bangor region for this experience, and then they're exposed to all of the wonderful things that are available to them here. I love that.
I know.
I love that. Have you gone down?
I can't. I organize the thing. No, I have not. No.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to, unless, when I retire or something,
Right.
and I'm not doing this anymore. Maybe I will try it someday.
Well, kudos to the organizers. Let's talk about that for a minute. How many volunteers do you have? I know there's safety is a top priority, so there's always people along, to pull people out if necessary, especially those more challenging parts of the race. But how do you organize all of those volunteers and support?
There's a lot of people involved in this. Bangor Parks and Rec, we have our staff. We probably have 10 to 15 staff working that day. But then we have search and rescue crews. Oh my God, probably, I would say about 70 search and rescue crews that day along the entire stream in different areas of the stream. From North Search and Rescue, Lincoln Search and Rescue, the wet team. Oh my God, I have so many of them. I'm trying to think. Highlands Search and Rescue, Cape Elizabeth Wet Team, New England Adventures, Pine State Radio Club, who does communications, which is wonderful. They have a truck where there's points throughout the whole stream and race, and there are people that check every boat that's coming through, so we know where the boats are, and we know people that were either disqualified or did not finish, so we know where everybody is along the whole stream.
That's amazing. What's the deadline for people to register?
Well, they can register all the way up to the day of the race.
Okay.
Registration right now is going on at Bangor Parks and Recreation. One of the benefits of doing it before April 10th would be that they would get placed on the stream. They would leave with their class. Like, there's 22 classes that they can register, and they would leave with their class. If they register after the 10th, because we're doing all of our back end stuff, which they can, but they leave at the end of the race.
Oh, okay.
So benefit is doing it early, but anybody that day can wake up, say, let's do the race, and there are many, and they drive with their boat, whether it's kayak, canoe, or whatever, and they come in and they register, and I'm at the bottom of the Kenduskeag Union Church in Kenduskeag, and people can register that morning.
Yeah, because sometimes you just want to wait and see what the weather's like and how you're feeling.
Exactly.
So that's good to know. Where to register? What website? Where should people go? How do you do it?
Okay. Just go to bangorparksandrec.com website. Up until the 10th, they can register right there online from their computer, their phone, right at home, wherever they are. They register and just pay online at that point. But anything the 11th through the 19th, they still can on the website till the 18th. But on the 19th day of has to be in Kenduskeag. We will shut it down on our website, and that day of they have to walk up to the church and register there.
Can we talk about the cute hats?
Oh my God.
Look, I know you
Yes.
can't see this on the radio, but we actually are taking a YouTube video of this that we'll put up on the Bangor Region Chamber of Commerce YouTube site, and you can see this cute cap.
Yes.
I love these.
Well, this is 58 years, and for 57 years, the giveaways have been t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts with our logo of the Kenduskeag, the Canoe Race logo. And this year I was like, you know what? Let's do something different. And so everybody's wearing beanies nowadays.
Yeah, beanies are in.
Yeah.
And we all have t-shirts.
And how many... I hear all the time, how many t-shirts can I have?
Exactly.
And it's really nice because that day, we totally imagine everybody just putting it on their head, not racing with it probably, but using it that day and using it throughout the year because it's such a great beanie.
It's a great beanie.
Different colors to choose from, different styles to choose from. And you get there at the beginning, you get to choose, you get there the week before to pick up your packet, you get first choice.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's worth registering just for the beanie. I'm telling you, it's the cutest thing ever. There's a website I want to talk about, Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race.com.
Yes.
And there's a section here that is just so well done. It's the whole history.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about going back to 1967 when this all started, and then some highlights, some legends of paddling.
Oh, yeah.
Some of whom, Zip Kellogg, for example, if you're familiar with the race, no doubt you know who I'm talking about, but it takes you through an entire timeline. This is great. Who produces this site?
Well, there's a gentleman named Mike who has produced this site, but gets all the information from us.
Nice.
So we every year give him our registration details. You can't register on that site, but he has on there the link to our website where you can register. We send him all our race details and then every year the results. And so he puts that up and he just has that there year round. And so anybody can look at the details anytime they want from the beginning. And the details of, who started it in 1967, which is Lou and Sonny. And I know this is a radio, but in the YouTube, I'm going to show this. This
This
is your sticker. It's right here with the beanie. This is the 2025. So if you look at this, the gentleman in the front and the back. The front is Lou Gilman, and the back is Sonny Colburn. And they started the race back in 1967. Just the two of them started it. It started with, don't quote me on this, but I think it was like under 20 people that registered for that race. It had grown so fast. And so Sonny, who is 92 years old, came in my office 2 days ago.
No way.
Yeah, he's going to be there that day at the race. He's amazing. He is so passionate about this race. He came in, gave me a hug, and it's just just an amazing, amazing person. And just going so strong at 92.
And what a legacy.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, they probably could have never imagined. How could you ever imagine it would become what it is today?
Exactly. And the last time he raced was the 50th annual, which was just 8 years, 9.
Wow.
That was the last time he raced, and he raced in the open class because he didn't have a paddle in his hand. He raced in the middle of the boat. That means it's a 3-person canoe, so they had to be in the open class. But he raced because it was the 50th annual. It was amazing.
So maybe the secret to a long life is messing around in boats.
It is.
Exactly.
We have a lot of people 80 plus that do the race.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, Deb Gendreau, we need to wrap up. We're talking about the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race and the date again.
Saturday, April 19th.
And Bangor Parks and Rec website, check that out. That's where you register, you get more information. And Mother Nature is going to cooperate this year. It's going to be an incredible day. You know what? It's an incredible day no matter what.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
And real quick, where's the best place to watch it? We talked about that a little bit earlier, but there's so many places along the 16.5 miles.
It all depends on the water level. Because if it's a really high water level day, 6 Mile Falls is a good place, but there's not much action because they just go through. And
Right.
but if it's lower and there's actually quite a bit of spills, it's more challenging. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that is, but it's very busy. Such a busy place.
A lot of people.
And shopping cart area, which is downtown Bangor, that's what they call it. If it's low water, it's pretty easy, but if it's high water, it's very difficult. So that's another place. But there's so many places along the whole stream, just not the first 10 miles because it's dead water.
Right. And if you don't want to leave your house, is WABI TV5 covering the race this year?
They are live from 12 to 2.
Nice.
Yes.
So you can stay cozy at home in your PJs if you prefer. And they do a great job covering the race. And I know other media does as well. So that's another option. But it is fun to get out there, and it's fun to cheer and support the racers coming through. And again, Bangor Parks and Rec is where you can get more information. April 19th. Sure sign of spring. Thank you so much for joining us on Chamber Connect. I'm your host, Deb Newman, 93.5, 96.1. Thanks for listening.